What's up, Mixed Reactions? This is part two of episode 87. It is Tuesday, August 19th, 2025. We're just talking a little bit about Drake May, and that's where segment two is going to lead off. So just kind of going back to Justin, because he was I believe talking before we cut off, just your overall thoughts and what were you trying to get at, during
I'm not
segment one?
hitting the panic button yet. It's too early to worry about that. It's again, he hasn't been playing with his top line. He hasn't been playing with Hunter Henry or Steph Diggs at all
Yeah.
this preseason. It's too early to say anything in terms of hit the panic button or be concerned.
No, and of course you have to take into consideration too, new head coach, new offensive coordinator, new system. It's
Exactly.
gonna take time for these type of cadences, take time for these type of audibles to really set in for him. I wouldn't be all too shocked if the Patriots offense, I'm not gonna say looks bad over the first couple weeks, but doesn't start to pick up till about 3 or 4 weeks into the season.
Right. If they start the season 0-3, then I'm gonna be like, what's going on? Because two of those three first games are winnable.
Yeah, I think they could win those solely based on their defense. I'm just saying I wouldn't hit the panic button if they're 2-1 and their offense is middle of the pack. I
Yeah,
wouldn't hit the
I'm
panic
not.
button.
I'm not hitting the panic button unless they start off really crappy out the gate.
Yeah,
Who do they open with?
Uh,
the
Cincinnati?
Raiders. The Raiders.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do
oh,
it
it's
just for the
gonna
pick.
happen.
How about
Oh, it's
I do
gonna
the pick
happen.
segment this year?
It's gonna happen.
Oh man. But yeah, and then one more thing, man, before we get on about some more mixed reaction stuff. The guest picker thing, man. So like we were talking about last week, if you guys want to we're gonna try to get it cracking, hopefully. So like I said, it's gonna be one a different guest each week, and then will be the guest record, and it'll be compared against all of our records, and we'll do something fun if you can dethrone the mighty Ian. I went like 12-3 or some shit. Like the next week I went like fucking 1-8. There was one week, bro, where there's been a couple weeks where we were like, ah man,
It was bad.
and then you would ask me but a couple of you guys were like, hey, who did I have in that? That's probably when my dumb ass wasn't was taking forever to upload it. Where
Yeah.
you guys did you're like, hey, who did I have in the thing? I'd be like, you had the Patriots. Fuck. The crazy thing, man, like I usually listen. I don't listen to Casey as much because you are so fucking man, you just jump to the worst. I'm not saying you're very logical, man. You know what you're talking about. But when it
Pessimistic.
comes to your team, bro, like you overreact. I listen to Justin about his team more than I do you about your teams because man, I feel like I mean the Celtics, they won the championship. You're like, this team is never gonna do anything. I'm not gonna believe it until there's zero left on the clock. You're like, all right, we were pretty good this year. We did it.
Okay, so since we're talking about overreactions, I'm gonna make a statement for you guys, and then you tell me if this would be an overreaction or a plausible reaction for our respective teams in the NFL in terms of starting out the gate. Um, for the Rams, if Matthew Stafford is not the starter by week 5 and Stetson Bennett has taken over, the Rams season is over.
I'm gonna say that's an overreaction for now, based on the play that Stenson Bennett has shown us through the course of the preseason. Now, that's kind of almost an oxymoron to say someone's playing well in the preseason and have it mean something. But the way that he has looked comfortable in this offense, it looks like he's really got Sean McVay's system down. I'm not saying any quarterback can come in and play in the system. That's absolutely not the case. But if you stay in the system long enough and you progress the way that it appears Stetson Bennett has, I think the Rams should keep the head above water until Stafford returns.
Now, wait, before I answer the question, Justin, so are you talking about Stafford out as an injury or what are you
Regardless, regardless,
so
injury or play, and
my
he is set.
my my thing was going to be more so not including injury. I think it's a very because I think if he gets injured, it's going to be a tough ask of Stetson Bennett. But he could get injured and we could be 3-2 or 4-1 or whatever. So I'm taking injury out of it. I think it's a totally plausible. It feels like it's fucking dark in here. Sorry. I need to change spots. For me, it's a plausible reaction mainly because uh for you to think their season is over by that point, because I don't see any other reason, without as well as these played in the preseason, why they would go away from their 15-year Super Bowl winning veteran quarterback. I could definitely see if we, God hope not, if we're either out of well, I mean that kind of guys goes without saying. If we have playoff, if we have something locked up, we don't have to fight for seeding. Stetson's probably gonna play a couple games. If it's a complete disaster, and the season is a wash, maybe we throw him in, and hey, if we lose, we get a better draft pick. So I think it's a totally because yeah, I don't see any other reason. I don't see him going. I don't see Stetson Bennett going out there. What I'm trying to say, unless we're like 1-4, but injuries excluded.
Okay.
See, the way that I interpreted the question was if Stafford doesn't play until week 5.
No, I was saying if by week 5 Stafford has been supplanted and he's no longer the starter, whether it be due to injury or play.
Oh, does that mean their season's over? Oh man. So I think that's now more of a plausible take than how I interpreted the question.
Okay.
Because obviously, if Stafford goes out week 1, tears an ACL, and is out for the season, and it's Stetson Bennett's job, or potentially Jimmy G's job, depending on what Sean McVay wants to do,
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, I could absolutely see them having that season kind of being derailed at that point in time because no matter how much Stetson Bennett has progressed, or no matter what good flashes Jimmy G can show you from time to time, both of them combined aren't Matt Stafford.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Now, Ian, you throw an overreaction question to Casey for about his Cowboys, and then Casey, you can hit my Patriots.
Okay.
Okay, so my question is again. Oh, the overreaction. Gotcha. I am slow as a snail. Goddamn. Okay, so I throw it at Casey.
Yep.
Damn, the YouTube comments are gonna be like, get fucking rid of this guy. Uh, um, overreaction for the Cowboys. If Dallas, if Dallas wins Week 1,
Okay.
give me a second. I've thought of this before. I'm just trying to form it into a question.
So the open week 1 against the Eagles on Thursday Night Football,
Okay,
correct?
okay, here we go. Overreaction. Dallas winning Week 1 in Philly. This is a different team than last year. Overreaction, or is it understandable? Week 1 win for you to
I'd say
come.
understandable. I think it'd still be too early to say.
Before I
Yeah.
like, oh
Oh,
sorry,
go
just to
ahead.
kind of
Go
just
ahead.
kind of jump on it before you do, because I know you kind of probably got a lot of thoughts about this. I get what you're saying. Yeah, definitely Week 1 NFL. I mean, we've seen things turn south so quick, but I think from where the Cowboys were last year, I mean, yeah, they could have been worse. They made a little push at the end of the season, but
I mean,
I
you have a reason to be more optimistic about the season, but you still,
that's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it.
I mean, hell, the Patriots beat up on the Bengals last year, and that was really the flash of the year.
Yeah, but I think
So
mhm.
here's a few different ways that we can go about this question. I'll give you some prime examples in this, right? So I'm going to lay my argument strictly based on history and
Mhm.
facts of what I've seen. So 2012, the season opener, was between the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. The Giants obviously are coming off their Super Bowl win against the Patriots that season. Dallas goes out in New York, beats the brakes off the Giants. I don't know if you guys remember the Kevin Ogletree game, the one
Yep.
good game that Kevin
Mhm.
Ogletree had as a receiver. But Dallas went out, Romo went and balled out. They beat the Giants pretty handily. Dallas finishes 8-8 that year. The next time they opened up a season was in 2021, where they played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in week 1. Very easily could have won that game. Tampa wins it on a walk-off field goal. So, and then obviously Dallas goes on to have a really good season. They go 12-5 and make the playoffs that year, win the division. However, so as far as it's gonna be a different team if they win week 1 in Philly, I would still classify it as an overreaction. However, here is where those two kind of arguments differ from this sentiment here. And it's just how much of a dominant team Philly looked last season, their Super Bowl performance they put on the field, and Dallas's expectations going into this season. I'm actually on the more optimistic side for Dallas this year because I really like what they did with the offseason. I really like what they did with the draft. Now, of course, it's all going to be very dependent on the Micah Parsons signing, and if that can stay healthy. But I'm actually semi-optimistic for this year because now that CeeDee Lamb finally has a legitimate, Robin to his
Mhm.
Batman as a receiver, I feel they can truly make some noise offensively. So if they do happen to go out, win in Philly, I am not going to sit here and say, oh, this is a different team. I'm not that type of fan where I can sit here and say, oh, it's our year. That's just not how I'm wired,
I
especially with
know.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Especially with Dallas. Um, but it will alleviate some of the negative thoughts in the back of my head about this season because I think personally it can go one of two ways: 12-5 or 5-12.
Yeah. I mean, I can see the Patriots, I mean, themselves going 11-5, 12-4 if they get lucky on a couple breaks, or 7-11 easily could happen, or 7
Yeah,
and 10, I should say.
yeah. So you mean 11-6, 12-5, right? Because you
Yeah.
said 11-5. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm again still used to the whole 16 game season, so
I like how when Justin's giving his opinion, I just see like the back of the cat's legs and his face is blurred out like he has warrants and shit.
yeah, getting all on my
All right,
nerves.
Justin. Here's my overreaction question to you.
Okay. So Ian, you answer it first before I chime in.
I got you.
Drake May at the end of this season is either going to A, have himself a contract ready to sign, or they're going to think he's Mac Jones based on his play. I think it's going to go one of two ways, and that's it. I think he's going to have a dominant season, or he's going to regress to the Mac Jones.
No, Mac Jones, Mac Jones was so bad. I do not think that even with a bad year, they're gonna think he's Mac Jones. I don't think it's necessarily gonna go one of two ways. He's more likely to have ball out and get a big contract than he is for people to roll their eyes at him. I think that I don't think he's gonna have a bad year. I mean, especially with the help that he has now. But I mean, if he does, I don't see him. He has a little bit of leeway because he did play so well last year. But two
Mac
se-
Jones
two
played really well his first year, made the playoffs, made a Pro Bowl.
I believe in Drake, man. But I think 2 seasons like that, or a season and a half like that, the only way after this season it could happen, I mean, he would have to have a Eli Manning S season, the one he had late in his his career. Obviously, he was already established, but no, I don't. I think you make good points because I mean, Mac Jones had a really good rookie season. I mean, because the reasons I want to use the eye test, I think that he's better with his reads. He's a better quarterback, but the numbers are going to speak for themselves. The results are going to speak for themselves. So I think your
Well,
reaction with your reasoning, I think is plausible. Granted, I see him more likely to get the big contract, but I mean, yeah, I mean, you make some good points. If he stinks it up, I don't see why. So yeah, good point. Thanks for making me think.
Um, so Drake May's floor is about as high as Mac Jones's ceiling, realistically speaking, in terms of overall ability.
I think he has a higher floor. Or yeah, absolutely.
It may
yeah, he has
not
a
be
higher.
at the level of Mac Jones's ceiling necessarily, but it isn't far from it.
Mac Jones has looked pretty decent in San Fran in this
But
preseason.
Mac Jones isn't going to see a football field in the NFL again unless you're barring an injury.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Drake Mays, but again, in terms of overall ability and of overall poise, Drake May's floor is nearly as high as Mac Jones's ceiling.
I don't disagree.
So to that end, I mean, you're going to have people around here, if he has a crummy year, they're going to be like, what are we doing? Why are we back to square one again? And I think that would be an overreaction because, again, think of the turnover that he's having to deal with. Now, Mac Jones in his first year had Josh McDaniels as his offensive coordinator and coming from a relatively similar offensive scheme in Alabama. Relatively the same.
Hence why you're making my point for me. If Drake May struggles this year in relatively the same offense that Mac Jones flourished in on his rookie season, there's going to be talks that Drake May was a 1 year wonder.
I'm still going to say that it'd be an overreaction if he has a ho hum year, because Mac
I'm
Jones
not
was coming.
disagreeing with you that it'd be an overreaction. I'm just saying there will be talks of it.
There will be talks about it, yes, but it would be an overreaction to have the talks because Mac Jones was coming into a similar system compared to Drake May, who's coming from something completely different, not only in North Carolina, but also with his first year in the NFL.
That's fair. That's fair.
But I think he will have, may not be a astronomical sophomore leap, but a noticeable sophomore leap. Enough to say he is worth considering a big contract.
See, here's the thing. Here, I do agree with you that I think he'll see a sizable jump, but I do also agree with you. It's not going to be that astronomical sophomore leap. But here's the issue that lies with New England. I feel for them to be contenders this season, not just a playoff team, not just a wild card team, to be a contender, a true contender this year, he needs to take that astronomical leap.
He needs to. And Elliot Wolf, day before yesterday, maybe even yesterday, said the Patriots would trade a high draft pick to get somebody to do it. Whether that be they go and get Trey Hendrickson, which they're kind of balking at the price that Cincinnati's demanding for him right now, or if they call Dallas and somehow pry away Micah Parsons, which again I don't think is going to happen. But if they were to make a trade of that caliber, then it's all on Drake to make it happen. Mm-hmm. And that may be the yips that he's feeling because he knows that could be coming down the pike. Because I mean, yes, front ownership is going to be keeping things kind of close to the vest as much as they can, but Drake's going to know something.
Okay, so let me ask you guys this: who out of these three quarterbacks, who's the most likely to have a sophomore slump? Jayden Daniels, Bo Nix, or Drake May?
Jayden Daniels.
You think Jayden Daniels?
Jayden Daniels, because
are you saying because of the Terry McLaurin situation?
The Terry McLaurin situation is going to be one thing. Deebo Samuel aging and not being as agile as he used to be is going to be another. And much like, I mean, again, not to compare the two because you can't compare the two, but people have not yet figured out Patrick Mahomes. People figured out Lamar Jackson and Michael Vick in relatively short order. Mm-hmm.
You can't really say they figured out Lamar Jackson when he's won 2 MVPs. One of them
again, in terms of how to defend against him, at least in some regard, he's a whole other level over Jayden Daniels. So I'm not comparing the two.
Now, yes, we don't know what Jayden's ceiling is going to be yet.
We don't, but I don't think he's not going to be the same Jayden Daniels that we saw lightning in a bottle last year. I think comparatively he will have more of a slump than Drake May or Bo Nix.
Do you think that might have something to do with that Washington's not going to be able to sneak up on anybody this year?
Absolutely. That's going to have everything to do with it because no one saw Washington coming. Everyone kind of wrote Washington off, much like people wrote off. I mean, they kind of wrote off Denver, and Bo Nix had a great year for a rookie. Absolutely fantastic year. Yeah, Drake came in on the back end of the season, so he had nothing to work with, so he could only do so much. But Jayden Daniels was given everything he could have possibly needed.
See, I don't disagree with anything you said. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate on it because I think if we were to rate them, I would put Daniels, May, and then Nix. But it's not simply just because I think Bo is better than Drake. It's because I think as of right now, obviously Sean Payton's a proven winner. Right. And I think Denver, by all metrics, has the best defense in football. So I think it's going to be the toughest fall for Bo Nix to be able to have a sophomore slump because of the team that's going to be around him.
Now, we can't talk about Nix, May, or Daniels without asking about Caleb Williams.
I didn't rank Caleb there because I don't think he had a good enough year last year to have that sophomore slump talk.
Okay.
You know, Bo Nix made the playoffs. Jayden Daniels made the playoffs. Obviously, New England didn't make the playoffs, but Drake May looked significantly better than Caleb Williams for a good majority of the year. I think Caleb Williams is more talented than all three of those guys, but he didn't have the year necessary to be in this conversation for a sophomore slump.
Fair enough. Last overreaction question for the group, and it's going to be completely non our team related. With Daniel Jones being named the starter in Indianapolis. It is time for Indy fans to start thinking tank for Archie.
Not an overreaction. Not an overreaction whatsoever.
Mhm.
Because we know what Daniel Jones' ceiling is. Yeah, he went to the playoffs once. They beat the Vikings in the playoff game. Good for him. Trent Dilfer won a goddamn Super Bowl. So what do you think that's going to mean for Daniel Jones winning a single playoff? The Colts are not contenders this year, obviously. I think they are on the verge of finishing last in the AFC South, the worst division in football. Because I think we're going to see a significant jump from Tennessee because I think Cam Ward can play. And obviously, I think Jacksonville's going to take a step up. I think Houston's going to be just fine. I said it here. I still say it. Jacksonville's winning the South this year. Look at me. Jacksonville is winning the South. Trevor Lawrence is going to go 12-5 and be in MVP conversations.
Yeah, I think it's I don't think that's an overreaction at all. I could totally see it happening. I'm currently looking at the Walter Football 2026 mock draft. It looks like they have the Saints picking number one. I mean that division's a
Yeah,
fucking
I can see that. The
crapshoot,
Saints are
man.
terrible.
The
I mean,
NFC South is just as awful as the AFC
I mean
South.
that's well, I mean the Saints. Okay, they got at least one win against the Panthers in there. Yeah, I mean I can see the Saints. Oh, Caden Proctor, they have him going number four, New England from Alabama. But going back to Archie Manning on Archie Manning, no, I totally think that that's gonna happen. I mean, this is the most hyped quarterback prospect since
Since Andrew Luck.
since
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Luck. Yeah, there hasn't been. And then before that was
Since Peyton
Peyton
Manning.
Peyton Manning, and then before that probably John Elway. You know what I mean? Like he's one of those dudes. I don't really see anything what happens at Texas really. I mean, unless he just comes out and shits. I don't. I mean, I think he's gonna be the number one pick. The Colts, they're pretty much putty their season, having Andrew Luck in there. AFC South isn't going to be easy to get through. I mean, yeah, we talk about
Do you mean Daniel
Jacksonville.
Jones?
Oh, sorry, what did I say?
You
Andrew
said
Luck.
Andrew Luck.
My bad. Daniel Jones. It's gonna be the AFC South is gonna be tough. I mean, you got to play twice against Houston, twice against Tennessee, who you just mentioned is looking good. And I know we kind of
And twice against the eventual AFC South champions, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The AFC champions.
uh,
No freaking way is Jacksonville going to the Super Bowl
No,
this year. No
but
chance.
yeah, no,
no,
I
AFC
don't
South,
think
AFC
that's
South champions.
they could very well lose all six of those games. So I can certainly see the Colts getting the number one pick. I'm sure, I mean, shit, playing the same team as his uncle did. So that would be really cool, man. I think it's just gonna I'm just really excited to watch him play, man. I mean, people, yeah, you have his naysayers, you have people who really like him, but I think it's gonna be really cool to see Manning out there, Uh, but no, I absolutely think that is a totally plausible reaction. Like I think that's
I
what they're
have
doing.
I have a hot take. One more hot take before we move on to something else, guys. The Jets are going to be a bottom three team.
That's not a hot take. The Jets are garbage. I would venture to say Miami may not be far from them either.
No, the Jets are gonna be one of
They'll
the
be a
worst three
bottom
teams in
10
the league.
team. Miami will be picking the top 10 next year.
And then also
If
too
that
this
is the
uh-huh.
case, is it time to maybe rethink this whole, not even just the Tua Mike McDaniels thing? I'm talking about rethink the Dolphins' whole football strategy and it just basing the whole team off speed and no interior toughness. I mean, if you want to go win a game of Madden, you pick the Dolphins, sure. If you want to go win a game in Lambeau in January or in Kansas City in January, you're not rolling out with Tua and the Dolphins.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they'll still. I don't think it's gonna be much of a problem for them to beat the Jets twice, though. The Jets are gonna be really, really bad. I mean, Cleveland will be. They're not gonna be the worst team in the league, I don't think.
Miami's probably going to not get more. I would say Miami's ceiling right now is a 7-win season. Right now.
Yeah, they're
I
not very
think it's
good.
all going to be depend on how Miami starts their season. Because if they can start out 3-1, 4-1, 4-0, somewhere around that, if they somewhere in that category, I can see them finishing with 10 wins. Because Miami is one of the teams that obviously you don't want to go play them at Miami in September. You don't
No.
really want to play them in Miami in October. So they're gonna have a good home record for the first few games of the season. So if they can win a couple of their road games early on, I think they could still sneak in as a wild card.
Do you guys think the Browns get the first pick and draft them?
No,
You guys
no
don't think they
way.
just pick them? You
Miami
don't think
could
so?
Miami
Well,
could start the
actually,
season 2-2, maybe 3-1, depending on how their first four go. They got the Colts, Patriots, Bills, and then Jets.
is the first game for the Patriots is at Miami?
Yes, it is.
They're blowing y'all off the field. They're going to blow y'all off the field.
Right now, they're listed
And
as
I
a
think
2.5 point favorite going into that game at home.
New England's a better team, but
Yeah,
in Miami in September
yeah.
with that speed, they're going to blow you off the field
It's
that game.
never a good time when you have to play Miami in September. Absolutely agree.
No, no, absolutely not. They're going to run your defense ragged.
But they open against the Colts. That's almost right now. It's almost an automatic win.
Yeah, so I can see Miami easily starting off 2-0. And then that, like I said, I think at the end of the year, especially if Miami has to go to New England, they're
It
going
is.
to get blown off the field too. You know what I
Yes.
mean? I think it's
Yep.
going to be polar opposite games.
I'm looking through the spreads right now. Let's see who's favored. The Eagles are 7-point favorites against Dallas. Green Bay's -1.5. Uh,
Justin,
Yes.
after the show, after that week 2 game, when, and I'm saying it when, and I love you, buddy, when y'all get blown out, do not overreact.
No.
It's a September game in Miami. Just
I
relax,
wouldn't
understand
overreact
what it
because
is.
it's Miami in September. It's never a good time to go to Miami.
a
Ever.
1 o'clock game, right?
Yep.
Like, as a fan, I know I would try. I'd have to tell myself not to overreact, and I still end up doing it. But just understand what it is. Like, don't throw in the towel because of that. Because you're
It's
going to
a,
beat the Raiders week 1. I can assure you that.
yeah.
Is it in Vegas?
It's in New England.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't think that's ever easy for West Coast teams going up to the East Coast like that.
No, especially week 1.
Especially going from the dome to well, I mean it's gonna be September, granted, but I mean that's still gonna be going up to the Northeast, so it's gonna be a little more
Still could
difficult.
be
It's getting
rain.
chillier. It's getting chillier here, so it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's been chilly this week, man.
I was turning my heater on this morning.
It was like humid as shit earlier, and then within 2 minutes, it's like damn near a fucking tornado. It's been
How much time we got left, Ian?
we got 6 minutes,
Okay.
6 minutes 25 seconds.
Okay. Let's see. One thing I want to shout out is last night Rich Eisen hosted Sports Center for the first time in 22 years. R.I.P.
Rest in
Stuart
peace,
Scott.
Stuart Scott.
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that was amazing.
Yes,
That's
sir.
amazing. I don't know about you guys, and I know why, but you can't really say why. ESPN has lost so much flair for me over the last few years.
Yeah.
It doesn't hit the same. It feels like they're not really
Deal.
about hiring people who really truly know sports and want to talk about sports. It's such a Disney product
It's
now.
imagery, not quality.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate too. Especially I was watching a clip of it. I didn't even watch the show. I was watching a clip of First Take, and there was some guy on there that's like an influencer was wearing a Barry Sanders jersey, and the co-host of First Take thought it was about Shador Sanders. Look
The
it up.
20
I
number
swear to
20
God.
Lions jersey.
Yes. How do you like you're on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, and you don't know that's a Barry Sanders jersey?
Those
How
people,
are you working there?
because the world's a bunch of just pussies now, man. Because oh well, she doesn't have, oh she just like just fuck that. Get people to. We used to have goddamn Woody Page, Scott Van Pelt, not Neil Patrick Harris. Fuck is his name?
Jim Rome.
Jim Rome. What was the dude? Fuck, he was the Neil Everett.
Neil
Uh,
Chris
Everett.
Berman,
Chris Berman. You know what I'm saying? I
Chris
think
Ron,
Berman's still there.
it's
Chris Berman's
because
still there.
it's
Ron
because
Jackson.
whoever's hiring at Disney, what I meant to say, I don't really know where I was going with that a second ago. I didn't really verbalize myself very well. They're hiring people who don't know shit about sports. I mean, that's just all it comes down to. I mean, the girl didn't know that the dude had a Barry Sanders jersey on because she don't know shit about sports, yet they hired her. I'm not blaming her. I am blaming her for not doing her fucking job. But I'm blaming ESPN for making those dumbass decisions. I mean, we used to have actual sports. You remember Stump the Schwab, bro?
Oh my God,
Yeah,
absolutely.
When being a
that was
sports
fun.
Love
nerd,
Stump
it was
the
still
Schwab.
nerdy, but it was cool because
Love Stump
the
the
people
Schwab.
with the knowledge used to be the ones on t yeah, to be able to verbalize it, obviously, you know what I mean? The guys with the personalities, but they used to be the ones on TV. Now we just put I can't even say the pretty girl or this person. I don't even know who we're putting on TV, why we're putting them on TV. I couldn't even tell you.
My after school tradition when I was in high school was I would come home and I'd watch Around the Horn and PTI every single freaking day.
Usually
Same
Pete
here.
around the horn was ending by the time I was getting home.
Same here, Justin, because Around the Horn came on at 5, PTI was 5:30, and then
Yep.
obviously there was Sports Center at 6. But from 4 to 5, NFL Live.
You
Yeah.
guys watch TV late, bro. That shit was like, what did that? Well, I mean, you,
I got home from
yeah,
school. That's what I was going. That's what I would
me,
do.
yeah, me too, yeah.
It was 5 because you were in California too. It was 5:30 for me,
Yeah.
and so it was right around dinner time. And I'm like, I'm telling you, I was one of the weird kids when I was like 7, 8 years old, dude. I didn't really like to watch cartoons. I was like, I want to watch ESPN. Like,
Hmm.
I want to watch the game. Like,
Dude, I'm not
Right.
gonna lie. Living in Arkansas, the football starting a little bit like at 12 or noon for NFL. Love it. I love it. I love Sunday. I like there still being I like it being pitch black dark and still having an hour before Sunday night football. More before I mean shit. The Commanders
oh,
game, the Hail Mary, it was
Ian,
already dark outside. I'm not used to that shit.
you have no idea, bro. In the winter time, when it gets dark at 4:30 and your America's Game of the Week on Fox and it's pitch blackout, that's when it's like, it's
It was
fucking
cool, man. I
football.
mean, because you used to always tell me we'd be in the party with Sean, like, man, it must be dope to wake up and watch football at 10 a.m. or college it was 9 a.m. NFL was 10, and it was cool. But I feel like the NFL starting at noon, your day is already like
Half
you're
over.
ready, like you're ready, you're awake, you're
Yeah.
fucking.
But to be fair, the older I get, the tougher it is now to stay awake for the full Sunday night or Monday
It
night game.
is. It
Like
absolutely is.
unless it's the Cowboys or a game that I have dire interest in, like obviously week 1, Baltimore Buffalo. I'm not missing a snap of that.
No.
But like if
Is
it's
that the week
Sunday
one Sunday
night,
night game?
yeah.
Oh,
But like
cool.
say on Thursday night, if we get the fucking Browns and the Saints, I'll watch what I can, but I'm not gonna force myself to stay awake to finish it.
I think the
No.
Thursday night football games too, there's so much not an anomaly, but they oftentimes don't reflect what either of those teams looks like at the moment or what they end up looking like at the end of the year because you have the short rest and it's just such a weird thing. But no,
Yeah.
totally. And Monday Night Football, man. Somebody I think asked me, why is Monday
Monday
Night
Night
Football
Football
so
has lost
great?
its allure, in my opinion. It's not. It's lost its
Oh no,
100%.
oh
fun.
no. Yeah, it's lost its allure 100%. It's not who used to sing that fucking
Hank Williams.
Hank
Hank
Williams.
Williams. I'm sorry, no disrespect, real football people. I'm not but yeah, I remember
Are you ready for some
football
football?
on Monday night. The Giants and the Eagles are playing tonight.
So hit it.
And then
Come
you'd have
on and
Al
hit it.
Michaels come in when they're doing the aerial shot. Yeah, those were the dude, my birthday 20 I'm gonna ask Casey. I think I did this question before. December 22nd, 2003. What quarterback just aired it out against the Raiders?
Brett Favre.
That was my birthday. We were at Shakey's and he was just my brother was like, "Yeah," but oh man, just something about
His his
football, man.
father his father
It had
died the
just
night
died,
Yep.
before.
yeah. And he killed the. I think that was like one of the best games of his career. Like he fucking
It was.
He
torched them.
wrecked. There was no beating Brett Favre that night.
No. No. I